All right, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to make more money. You might be stuck at making, or you might be making no money right now, or you might be stuck at making only 2,000, 3,000. And when I started making my filmmaking journey for weddings especially, I was making no money at all. I would literally go out and do them for free. Now I'm making anywhere between $7,000 to $15,000. I'm gonna walk you through the steps and how you can make that much money just filming weddings. One big thing I wanna add into this video, and that is I wanna do something called Wedding Wars. So what I wanna do is I wanna see your wedding videos, and I'm going to give a first, second, and third place prize. A few $100s here and there. Once we hit 10 submissions, I will go over all 10 of those wedding videos, and I will announce the winners, first, second, and third, and I will give away some prizes for that. So if that's you, go ahead and send me an email. My email will be in the description, and see if it can be the best wedding video out of those 10 submissions. Number one, really quick, the biggest mistake I see is wanting money with no portfolio. You have nothing under your belt and you're wanting to charge someone like $1,000 for filming a wedding, and you have nothing. You can't show them anything. In the film industry, that is the fastest way to fail. You'll give up, you'll throw in the towel because you'll be like, why is no one paying me? I want to film for them, but you got nothing to show them. Number two, and this one's gonna hit you really hard, is if you want to get in the film industry, you have to do your first, your second, your even third wedding completely free. I did my first 2 weddings completely free. And no, I didn't have amazing cameras. I didn't have all the cameras. I had actually, I think, the Canon 80D with a kit lens, and I also had the Ronin S, I believe. You have to think of it this way. You're not doing it for free. You're investing in your future, and nothing is more important than that. Number 3, start charging. Start charging low. You add a base now, you have a few weddings that you could show someone, and you're like, here's my videos. I'm gonna charge you $500 or $1,000. When I first started this wedding journey, I only charged my first actual wedding that I charged was $500. Here's a really good reason why you should charge a little lower. Well, if you charge a little lower than everyone else, you're gonna get more clients, which is gonna give you more opportunities to shoot more, which is gonna give you more opportunities to learn your camera, learn lighting, learn audio. There's so much to learn when it comes to making a really good film. And moving right along, point number 4 is to just get better at knowing your camera. So many people get stuck at this point right here. They're constantly shooting wide, everything wide. They're never using like a prime lens, an 85 or a 50. Get creative. You're already at a point now where you're making money. You need to just get better. Get better at low light. Get better at knowing the frame rates. Like for an example, if you're shooting at 60 frames, you're gonna be able to slow that footage down and make it look soft and dreamy. But you're not gonna wanna always shoot 60 frames. Sometimes you're gonna wanna shoot 24 frames. Why? Well, let's say for a party or a dance vibe going on, you're gonna wanna bump that, frame rate down so it looks more realistic and it just looks better on film. The more you get better, the more money you can charge. So while with this point, you're charging $500 to $1,000, now you should be charging anywhere between $2,000 even up to $3,000. Because you've shot all these weddings, now you're getting better at it. You're not just choosing everything wide angle. I know so many filmmakers that have shot weddings and they only use like a 15 mil for everything. All the shots. It's just like, you need to get better at choosing a better focal length than just always shooting everything wide. Getting better also means that you realize senior citizens, all slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose. I'll be right back. Don't you go dying on me. But getting better means you realize that you need a second shooter sometimes as well. For an example, if you're doing a first look, you don't want just one camera angle, the angle of just the groom. You want both angles. So when he turns around and sees his bride for the first time, sure, you got his expression, but what about her expression as well? The more you learn means the more you know, and the more you know means the more you can charge, because you can now educate your clients and be like, yeah, this is why I charge this, because I actually film everything down to the ceremony, first dances, speeches. I give you a trailer, and I even throw in a teaser the very next day. I've had clients change their wedding date, and this has happened several times. They're getting married on this date, but they found out that they can't have me, so they've changed their wedding date. Now they can have me because I'm free that day. That's crazy. That basically means you're really good at what you do. So because of that, you can charge a more premium price. And point number 5, if you get past point number 4 and you're getting better and you're realizing that, point number 5 is to invest in more gear. Now, I know it can be expensive, and I'm not talking necessarily about cameras or lenses. What about audio? What about lights? I'm using so many lights for this. You know what? I'm just gonna show you really quick. Lighting, look, check this out. Turn the light on, off, and lighting is so important when filmmaking. So when I started getting better at my craft, I invested in more lights. I actually went out and bought an Aperture 60X because I was able to control like the Kelvin temperature, match the Kelvin temperature to the room. And how this made my shots better is it just looks so much better when you have a light that kind of beams through the first dance, and brides and people, when they see that, they're like, wow, that looks really good. That image looks really good. So now what you've done is you've made your videos look better. And now you're able to charge more money because your videos just look better. So make sure you're investing, buy some more gear, invest in some more gear, and not just lights, but audio. Audio can be very inexpensive as well. Getting some lav mics like a Tascam DR10L Pro. I've got like 4 of those because I put some on the groom, I put some on the parents, you name it. So investing in more gear does mean you should be getting more cameras. For example, if you have more camera angles, let's say I'm shooting at a ceremony and I have a camera on the bride, I have a camera on the groom, and then I'm going around with the camera getting the expression of people, then you're going to be able to charge more because now you can offer more services. And now you should be at the point where you're charging anywhere between $4,000 to $5,000, maybe even more if you're better than someone else and your work stands out because of the frames that we talked about, or the focal lengths that you use, or the lights that you're using. You might just use it in such a special way that's unique to you, or the color grade that you do, that someone says, I really want that person. Okay, so we're rambling. We're gonna move along. Point number 6, build relationships. Relationships are going to get you more money. Some people show up to a wedding and you're the wedding videographer and you're like, I don't like the vibe of that photographer. I don't like the vibe of this venue. I don't like shooting at this venue. And you're just a big grouch. No one wants to be around you. That means they're not going to refer you. Be kind, be nice, go out of your way, talk to the DJ, talk to the photographers, get to know the venue. Where you're shooting is very important. They are wanting to connect with you because you're the wedding videographer. You're gonna have films that you could give them. So whenever I do my wedding films, I always give the venue my films completely free. Why do I do that? Well, here's the reason why. Because I've given so much of my content to so many venues and they like that, and now they recommend me. So I get clients from those venues because the venue likes me because I've given them videos. And now when a client books with me through that venue, I'm making more money. And I've had so many venues that have recommended me, and honestly, I don't even sales pitch. I don't even outreach to anyone because the venues are doing it for me. I've been referred by so many photographers and venues, and I'm literally doing nothing. I just make the wedding content. Obviously, I post it on my social media and people can see that and see the type of content that I do. But again, it's just selling itself at this point. So with point number 6, you've developed a really good name. You've invested in gear. At this point, you should be making definitely around $5,000 to $6,000. That's providing that you've gotten better. You know how your camera performs in overexposing your shots. So many people overexpose their shots like this. Let me show you. Like this is way too overexposed. The image looks absolutely terrible, and there are a lot of wedding films that look just like this. But you've dialed in your settings now. You know how to use your Kelvin temperature, the frame rates, all that good stuff. You've made connections, you've invested in gear, and now you should be charging around $5,000 to $6,000 if you're really good at what you do. So point number 7, scale up. I'll say this, when I increased my prices, it just attracted a certain clientele that was more classy and rich. So don't be afraid to scale up, raise your prices if you're confident that your work is good. And how you can know if your work is good, you compare it with other pros. For example, I compare my work to, let's say, someone like Runaway Vows, those guys that used to be on like, or what's his name? I forget his name. I think his name is Jake. I think his name is Jake. Runaway Vows. I compare my work to his, and I'm like, my work is no different. My work is just as good as his. And in some ways, I actually like my work better than his. And when you get to know how much they're charging, it makes you feel confident. Wow, I could charge that much as well. So I want to encourage you, this did not happen overnight. It took a long time for me to get to this point where I'm now charging anywhere between, like I said, $8,000 to $15,000. I have a lot of gear now because I invested in it. And I started out really, really low. I had one camera, like I said, one lens, one gimbal. Now I have like 4 cameras or five cameras, and I have like 10 lenses, several different audio equipments. I have so much lighting because I invested in it. So take your time, be patient. Don't wait until you feel ready. Just go out and do it. So with that, I'm out. I hope today's video was very helpful for you. And if it was, please go ahead and like the video, send it to your other videographers, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.